This training deals with a PowerPoint presentation of how to use Docusign, which is working electronic signatures into your real estate business. There is another video training class that's actually a live demonstration of how to use Docusign, so be sure to look for that one as well. So we're going to go over obtaining documents and using Docusign in this class. For the obtaining documents, we're going to be talking about preparing your documents in zip forms a little bit, scanning a document into a PDF, uploading an existing PDF into Docusign, printing documents into Docusign using the print driver, deciding who your recipients will be, preparing the documents for signatures and/or initials, adding other information, and sending documents out. First, in zip forms, you need to configure it to talk to Docusign. Under the Tools menu, choose Options, and the box below will pop up. Click the e-signature tab, put your username and password into the screen, and click OK. You can only access this menu when you actually have a transaction open in zip forms. Then you're going to prepare your paperwork as normal in zip forms. If you don't know how to do this, there is the live demonstration of using zip forms to prepare your paperwork that you will want to view. However, a note is to don't type any dates next to the signature lines when you're preparing the forms in zip forms. We actually took care of that in the templates of Docusign for you. Then you will pull down the File menu and choose e-signature. This box will pop up. Choose the proper documents and click Send to Docusign. A box will appear that displays the progress of the upload. Shortly, the paperwork will display in Docusign as shown below. Because you put your username and password in zip form, it will automatically log you into your Docusign account and open up an envelope. The top arrow is pointing to each of the documents that have been loaded into Docusign for this envelope. And that middle arrow is one way to apply templates to the paperwork. When you press it, the box will appear, and you check the boxes that you want and click Apply. This will instruct the program to apply the templates created for that document, but I'll show you another way as well. The bottom arrow displays the individual pages and thumbnails of your documents. Matching that template to the residential purchase contract made changes. The top arrow shows that recipients have been added. The middle arrow shows that the thumbnails changed to show that tabs have been placed onto the pages. The bottom arrow shows placed tabs. Note that the tabs are probably a little off. You can adjust them by clicking and dragging them to the correct spot. Depending upon the imported docs, this may happen in some spots, so make sure to double check that. The next thing to do is you're going to navigate yourself through the Setup wizard. To begin, click the Documents button. This wizard will appear. You may notice that you can browse for additional documents to add to this envelope. That would make sense if you brought some forms over from zip form, but you still need to upload, for example, your A106 or other A forms. You can also see links below each document that says apply a template to this document. This is the second way to apply a template to a document. We will use this way to apply the template to the short sale addendum. So click the link below the short sale addendum. Then a list of templates will appear. Scroll down until you find the correct template, and in this case choose the short sale addendum and then click OK. If you are in a Docusign account but you don't see any of these templates, it probably means that you aren't part of the West USA Realty Revelation Group Docusign program. We created these templates especially for our agents to help make the Docusign process shorter and easier. So if you're one of our agents and you don't have this, you'll probably want to go talk to Nicole so you can switch your account status over to the one that has the templates. You can repeat this process for the HOA addendum. There is no template for the agency disclosure. You have to actually place the tabs yourself, but we'll show you that later. Once you click Next, this screen appears. The first thing is to consider who your signers will be. Let's assume that you're writing the offer, and so your buyers are the ones that you will have sign. In this case, you will need to delete the sellers from this envelope. Just click the X and that role will disappear. Please keep in mind that when you delete a role, you also delete all of the tabs that are associated with that role. So for example, let's say you click buyer by accident. When you add the buyer signer back on there, no tabs will be there because when you deleted that buyer, you also deleted the template tabs that were associated with that signer. So if you have to add a recipient, you'll also have to add the tabs that go with that recipient. Then you're going to enter the email and name for each buyer. Click the buyer below and then type the information. The top arrow indicates the order the paperwork will go out. In this case, the buyer number 1 will get it first, and then after they sign it, buyer number 2 will get the paperwork. It is possible to put a 1 for both of the buyers, which means they'll just get the paperwork at the same time. Even if you sent them the paperwork at the same time, all the signatures will ultimately be on one document. When you deleted the Seller 1 and Seller 2 roles, that also deleted all of the associated tabs within the document. This is how the completed screen looks. Click Next to continue. This is the last screen of the wizard. The template was designed to autofill a message with specific instructions. You can alter any part of this email, text, or subject. We suggest that you put the client name in the subject box, or at least the address, something that will identify that you know where this contract paperwork is going to or coming from. So if you have several files going on at the same time, you'll be able to readily identify which of the files that you're looking at. For example, you may write contract paperwork, Bob and Betty Buyer. Click Next. Now you need to go through the documents and make sure the preloaded tabs are correctly placed and positioned. You may have to adjust them slightly, move them, or add tabs. For example, the line that deals with the FHA buyers on the second page, that only applies if you have an FHA buyer, so the template doesn't automatically place a tab there. You may have to add initial tabs there. Another example is the lead-based paint, which is shown. You may need to move the initials up and check one of the boxes if you forgot to do it in zip forms. And the arrows kind of show you where that checkbox tool is and what that looks like. As you scroll through your documents, you'll see from your thumbnail that this page has no tabs. This is the agency. To add these tabs, you have to choose the appropriate type of tab on the right-hand part of your screen and make sure that the correct role is highlighted above. Then you click and drag that tab into the proper place onto the document. In this case, the types of tabs used were full name, which will print the person's name, signature, which they will click to apply their signature, and date signed, which will stamp the current date when the person clicks to apply their signature. The thumbnail shows that the page now contains tabs.